I am my own special creation. So come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to take a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise, I don't want pity. I bang my own drums. Some thinks it's a noise, I think it's harmony. And so what if we love each other and each people? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can say, hey, what I am, what I am. I am what I am. What I am needs no excuses. I deal my own death. Sometimes the A's, sometimes the deuces. There's one life, and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you come say, hey world, I am what
In some ways, that's all there is to say, huh? And make no bones about it. The one we're here to honor was clear about it, about that. So there's so many thanks, and I'll leave it with your own way of thanking you for being here, for the love you've shown, and for your connection, for the support, for the prayers, for the words, for the gifts, for the giving, the caregiving, and all the ways that you've uplifted this precious soul that we're here tonight to honor, Donald Cavanaugh, and his beloved, his heart, his adventure, his support, Reverend Taylor Stevens. So a deep bow to each of you in all the ways, seen and unseen, that you have been providing, whatever that was. Thank you. So these are Taylor's words from today. So today is the memorial, and 1,000 feelings and memories are flooding through me. Rushing, moving, cascading, things I haven't thought of in years are presenting themselves now for my consideration. I oddly feel as if I'm situated between our wedding day and now this Memorial Day. Happy and sorrowful, tears coming, and I let them. I so want this evening to be perfect for him, in honor of him, in honor of this being who changed me in ways that no one else could. He was quirky and kind, brilliant and baffling, funny and yes, fabulous. Donald and I had and have a love that very few will ever know. As a union, we were imperfect, yet relentless and unstoppable. Unstoppable. His passing does not stop our love. It will live on as long as I continue to live. And dare I say, long after you're alive, that love will be alive. Through those of us who got to witness it and to share it and commit through our devotion to be sure it doesn't end at your death either. Almost 17 years of adventures, shared losses, and oh, so many gains. This evening is for you, Donald, Taylor's beloved, our beloved. In the words of Taylor, my beloved, this evening is for you. So be it. So if you pray, let's have a prayer now. As friends and family, we gather today in gratitude, a tenderness and a deep remembrance and a profound celebration of the life of Donald Cavanaugh, a man by all accounts, was literally loved by everyone. And although some people walk into a room and can change the temperature of the room, we know in certainty Donald changed an environment. Donald changed humanity, warming it, softening it, and making it safer simply by being who he was. So today we honor not just the life he lived, but the love he gave. And oh, did he love. We thank you, Creator, God, Source, Universe, for that life, for that love, and for the extraordinary blessing of that being, and being a part of our journey. It is pure grace and gratitude. We uplift his soul then, now, and ongoing. So be it. At the heart of Donald's life was Taylor Stevens. At the heart of his life. Their love looked like a partnership and true matrimony. Wedded at depth, not just legally, spiritually, emotionally, but at depth. In devotion, dedication, as steadfast as faithfulness, as wholehearted, as resolute as friendship, and daily choosing one another again to love, for love. And a love that was easy as could be at times, and more difficult than most would ever realize or survive, sustain. Taylor, you were literally the love of Donald's life, literally. You were his anchor, his treasure, his sweetheart, and his adventure. He adored you with a kind of love that does not end, can't end, won't end, even though the breath has. Let it also be known, and I say this with a smile, and if I had that impish little Irish grin and dimple, I would put it out now, that somewhere in the grand cosmic ledger, it will eternally be recorded as I was his bug tussle babe. And I refer to him as my husband, and his husband referred to me as his husband's wife. So I have a very special heartstring for him. He carried the title with just enough pride as his bug tussle babe and just enough mischief to make it sure that it would never disappear. A divine threesome, so to speak. It is the part of the bond, a thread of Donald and me and Taylor. And he held that space right alongside a great deal of other loves that I know that he had, that he would have spoken like that about you too. And all the friendships that he was blessed with in his own life, to see you in a very special way that only Donald could. Donald had a way of weaving people into his heart without ever taking anything away from anyone else. He made the circle bigger, always bigger, the table longer, and the laughter louder. This was one of his gifts. So we have several speakers now to follow. A song by Shelley and David, Julie, Seaver, Lisa, Braun, Craig Glover, and Jennifer Berger. And we bless you as you share your sentiments about this beloved soul.
I am brave, I am proof.
Okay, Taylor. I'm going to get you for making me follow that. I'm just going to introduce myself very quickly. My name is Julie Seaver, and I'm the executive director here at Compass Community Center. So everybody, I'm so happy that you're all here to honor Donald. Donald served as a steadfast advocate for the entire South Florida community with a deep seriousness of purpose and dedication. And he did have that quirky sense of humor. And if you weren't paying attention, you would miss it because he would drop these little quips and quirks in the halls here. In the early 2000s, before my time working at Compass, Donald served as a board member, and while at the same time advancing youth advocacy with the Safe Schools of South Florida. And I started working at Compass in the development team in 2007. And that same year, Donald came off the board to work as the Safe Schools program director for Compass to help us collaborate with, or as Donald would put it, gently infiltrate the Palm Beach County School District. So during that time, Donald was absolutely committed to advancing dignity, inclusion, and support for LGBTQ people, but most importantly to our kids. And he moved about these halls with the gentleness of a grandparent, but with the fierce determination of a Papa Bear, and we were all his baby cubs to watch out for. I never knew about Donald's difficult childhood until he was asked to be a part of Compass's Legacy Project in 2020. And the Legacy Project is an intergenerational storytelling project and it's in collaboration with Palm Beach Drama Works in downtown West Palm, that pairs Compass youth in the community with the pioneers. They don't care for seniors or elders, so we'll just call everyone pioneers, right? The pioneers of the LGBTQ plus movement. And we knew right away that Donald's story must be captured. And so when the world shut down due to COVID, Gary, the executive director of Palm Beach Drama Works, moved forward and continued those interviews through Zoom between the Compass youth and our pioneers. And that included Donald's story. And so Compass held its first in-person event in over a year when that project came to fruition for a live on-stage performance, yet socially distanced, down the street at Bryant Park in April of 2021. Nice outdoor amphitheater, and Taylor, you were there. And through that project, we all learned for the first time about Donald's difficult story growing up with a strict Irish upbringing and being bullied terribly in school. It was Donald's why he did the work that he did, and why he cared so deeply for all of us and for helping LGBTQ youth be their best authentic selves right now and not have to wait until they got older. Donald's words and actions reflected his strong belief in the importance of building a community grounded in respect and rooted in volunteer service. His thoughtful presence, his principled leadership, and his unwavering commitment left a lasting impact on this center and this community and all who had the privilege of knowing Donald. So I'm going to close with, I'm going to be able to honor Donald's contributions with gratitude and remember him with great respect in the last sentiments that he said to all of us in that on-stage performance. It was meant to be a sentiment to our young people, but I took it as a message for all of us when he simply ended his mini documentary and his story with, "I didn't know how it would all turn out, but here I am." Thank you. Oh, I don't have it. Our next speaker. I've got to put these on. Yes, please. Because I would fumble. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am so honored to be here, and I am so grateful that you all are here. My name is Lisa LaMonica Braun, and I met Donald pretty much nearly 20 years ago at this point, when we began to work collaboratively for Safe Schools South Florida. The mission of that organization was to create safer schools where all students can learn and thrive, regardless of real or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression, and their own or that of their parents. Donald served as Safe Schools South Florida's assistant director, and I served as its youth speaker trainer and youth support facilitator. He and his work on behalf of Safe Schools South Florida were invaluable. He contributed his superb organizational skills, his dedicated support of the incredibly hardworking staff, his vast wealth of knowledge, his boundless energy, passion, and sense of justice to our collective endeavors. Donald's most notable contribution from my perspective was his contribution to our youth program, and most particularly to our youth as individuals. We worked closely in training our youth, not only to be well-versed and expressive youth panelists whose presentations educated teachers, counselors, administrators, and mental health practitioners, but also to cultivate the youth's ego strength and character, self-awareness, and self-respect, and to empower them to become a positive force in our world. What impressed me most about Donald was his commitment and devotion to our young people. He always nurtured them, respected them, taught them, honored them, and loved them. I have no doubt he changed their lives by his consistently dedicated approach to each individual youth and the preservation and protection of their dignity. Please allow me to share the words of one of the then youth speakers, Andrew Frosch, who is now 35 years old, married, and a therapist, and lives in Kansas City. Andrew said, "Donald was there when my inner fire was reawakened. He was part of the team that brought my voice, sorry, I'm struggling today, brought my voice back to life in 2007 as a young panelist for Safe Schools South Florida. His fire for life, his passion for people, his insistence on our existence, they all continue to resonate. I know he's fiercely proud of the gay man I've become. Thank you, Donald." On a global level, Donald's contribution helped make schools safer, school personnel more cognizant of their responsibility to our youth, and our world a better informed, more equitable world for each of us. It wasn't long before Donald's reach broadened to include documentary projects. Here's a tribute from documentary film producer and director Laura D'Antoni, who currently lives in San Jose. "I'm so sad to learn of Donald's passing. I had the privilege of working with him many years ago on our film, Not Safe to Be Me, and other documentary projects. honoring the stories of the LGBT community. Donald brought extraordinary knowledge, passion, and lived experience to all of the projects we worked on. He helped shape the heart of our films and opened my eyes to the community's rich history and the importance of standing boldly in who you are. I will always remember his vibrant spirit, his unwavering authenticity, and of course, his fantastic rainbow bow tie. And this brings me to thoughts of Taylor, Donald's beloved. You've honored me by inviting me to speak about Donald today. I remember the excitement with which he told me about you, Taylor. He could barely believe that he was in love with and loved by you so much, and that he finally got to share his life so thoroughly and joyously with you. Add to that the healing that was brought to Donald's family of origin, and his story was complete. And oh, how you served him. I honor you for that, knowing exactly what it took to do that, since my father was plagued by the same monstrous syndrome. I know, Taylor, I know. And I thank you and bless you for being the man you are and for loving Donald so. My dear Donald, I and all the youth whose lives you touched and the community you served are eternally grateful for your friendship, for your advocacy, and your presence and love in our lives. Know that you have made a difference, my friend. Thank you, Donald. You better do it. Thank you. Yours too.
Video camera. And the folks on the back, so they can't hear very well. They cannot hear very well, so maybe project a little bit.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me in the back? Yes. Yes? That was a maybe? No, I'll try to yell. So this is a little bit like, well, I met Donald at Unity of the Palm Beaches. And this is a little bit like a Unity crowd. 1 minute you blink and then the room is full. So thank you all for filling up the room. It's really, really beautiful. You'd be here to honor him. My name's Craig Glover, and I consider Donald a friend. I learned a little bit about his life, but I've learned even more tonight about what an amazing soul he was. I knew him as an amazing human and friend, and I knew this was amazing. There was this amazing history in his life, and I've learned some of that tonight, so thank you all for sharing about that. To Taylor, I love you. I love you both. I love you. Bonnie loved you. Our sons love you and Donald. My new bride, Tammy, loves you. We got to know you all so well, so I feel honored to say a few words. But just know how much Donald loved you, and I think you know that. Donald and I met through Unity, and I would serve as an usher. And Donald led the ushers. And he was the perfect person to lead ushers because he was just so warm and welcoming and kind. And that's what you want walking into a space of worship. So for me, that drew me in, and he became a friend. And often after service, we would talk about what an amazing sermon you gave, like how remarkable. He loved you, and he was so proud of you. And you should know that. And from that, we became friends. What struck me about Donald was how level-headed he was, how always warm and kind, and how giving he was. It was about 10 years ago that I met him, and my late wife and I had just moved to West Palm Beach about a year earlier. We found Unity, we fell in love, and then Donald just had conversation with me about himself, our families, and then about some of my dreams and our vision. Back then, we had this vision of starting a home health agency that served everybody with love and care. And when I talked with him about that, he could appreciate that because his journey was not always, he didn't always receive that love and care. So we had that in common because our journey and his was very similar in that sense. Then he became a friend and an advisor, and because we were new to West Palm Beach, he introduced us to so many people, and there's a long list of people. He drove me around the town. He introduced me to Julie Seaver, who came to the Campus Community Center because our goal was to serve especially communities that didn't feel comfortable in the healthcare system, and that includes Black Americans and the LGBTQ community. So I got to meet Julie, and I fell in love with Campus. He also introduced me to the Area Agency on Aging, Trish Ernst. I'm not sure if Trish is here. Many, many people, Connie and Ruthie, when they were both on this plane, we got to know and love them. And then that gave us this foundation that we felt more a part of West Palm Beach, and we felt like we were on the right path. We engaged in some training here, SAGE care training, to understand the LGBTQ elder community better, and that was all Donald. And that made us more well-rounded as a group of people trying to serve people because we could appreciate everyone's journey better. So I'm really grateful for that. And then if that wasn't enough, Donald invited me to a lunch with a gentleman named Richard Forbes. I'm not sure if Richard might be here. Richard used to be a social worker at the VA. He was a part of an LGBTQ task force. We had lunch, we talked about our vision, that led to a conversation and a meeting, and then we had a contract with a huge agency that helped our agency become something. And all of that was Donald. Donald he continued to consult and advise and just provide love and care. He worked with us as an ambassador for the agency because he believed in what we did so much. And he remained a dear and beloved friend. When I lost my wife, Bonnie, he was there, as was Taylor, of course. When I fell in love with Tammy and we developed a relationship, he was in the middle of that. In the best ways, in the best ways. And when Donald started to decline and begin that transition, we could be there with him. And it was all love all the time. All love all the time. So I'm grateful to call him a friend. I'm grateful to call you a friend, Taylor. And I know he would be so happy that so many people came out today to join in loving and honoring him. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you. So wonderful.
What a beautiful tribute to an amazing man, looking out at everyone. What an honor, and it's an honor to be here. Seeing all your wonderful faces that represent so many incredible parts of his life. Julie just said, I think Donald's smiling down on us, and I can feel that, and he is. All those beautiful comments and tributes, and he goes way beyond them all. One of the things that no one touched on that I'm going to touch on is food with Donald. When I think of Donald, I think of cookies, cheeseburgers, mischievous grins, twinkling eyes, and the endless love expressed through his gaze while watching Taylor's every move. I've never seen a love like that. I've told Taylor so many times, he's probably maybe sick of hearing it. Never, at my ripe age of 68 or 7 or however old I am, watching that connection and feeling that energy that came off of Donald was such a gift, unlike anything. A gift he gave me to learn that and feel that. Donald had a brilliant mind. Thursday dinners was our regular at the Ambassador Grill. Always a night to look forward to for me, with gentle conversation and inspiring perspectives. Donald's input was clearly reflective of a very high IQ, and having been raised in Worcester, which was a fascinating combination. The staff at the Ambassador restaurant always fawned over Mr. Donald because they were younger kids, so they couldn't quite call him Donald. It was Mr. Donald. A straw. extra napkin, how was a cheeseburger, and the treasured choice for dessert. Wasn't that the entire reason we had to eat dinner, was to get to the dessert? At UPB, Donald and Diane Layson were regular fixtures when I first started attending there, greeting everyone upon entering Temple Israel's sanctuary for the uplifting Sunday message. Visitors were always met with big smiles and glistening eyes, the quintessential team of welcoming warmth. What a gift for everyone who walked through those doors. Donald put new meaning to the words fabulous and adorable. They will always evoke heartwarming memories of Donald whenever I hear either of those words. That face will just come right into my mind with the dimples and the twinkling eye and that wonderful look and that wonderful love he gave. The front door at 826 Wright Drive was always opened to be welcomed by that famous grin. When asked how he was doing, his reply was simply fabulous, just fabulous. It was an honor to have known Donald. Thank you for letting me share my thoughts with you tonight.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Shelley Keeler, and this is David Trust. As Taylor always says, we have been together for 10 years. 12 years. I lost the last one. Anyway, this one is very especially for Taylor. These cold December mornings, I'm lost inside my mind. I sit back and close my eyes and wish we had more time. We went through life's changes and faced them in hand. But facing life without you here just wasn't in my plans. I toss the covers off me and get up out of bed, but I can't stop the memories from dancing through my head. You and I together forever, for all time. I can't believe you'd lead this life, and I feel so left behind. The lines across my forehead run deeper than before. The things we used to fight about don't matter anymore. The world I love has changed so much. I don't know what is real. I only know that I can't hide the emptiness I feel. I'm still growing stronger. I can manage on my own. I've got friends who care about me when I just can't be alone. But there's nothing fair about this age when life is real. There's nothing fair about this age when life is redefined. We never ran out of love. We never ran out of love. No, we never ran out of love. We just ran out of time.
Can everybody hear in the back with the microphone better? All right. I'm going to hold it for you, okay? I'm going to be right there. Hold it up here.
It says a lot about you and caring that they can hear. So thank you for that. Running out of time. One day it'll be said about us, about you. No one immune from this. So I think about, as I stand here at memorials and celebrations of life, that how much we pour out at times like this to an individual, for an individual, in honor and in love for them. So I encourage you not to wait. Whatever you've got to speak, whatever you need to say, whatever you want them to know, let them know now. Find a way to speak it, to write it, to put it in a song, a piece of art, a text, an email, something so it's alive now while they are. And make no mistake, I believe that Donald Cavanaugh received every word spoken here. Every lyric of every song, every feeling, everything that's been put forth. I believe in certainty he has received it again, as it's been an outpour of honoring here for him tonight. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Lisa. And thank you, Craig and Jennifer. Unspeakable thanks for what it was that brought you here tonight in such a place. So he had several sayings. Many of you have heard them, I'm sure. And it was important to me because when I first met him, I was so taken by this, the same way that some of you were taken by, how are you? Fabulous. And I believed him. It was alive. It was the opposite of a platitude or something that was said and wrote or something. It was an energy about fabulous and fabulousness. He also said, and I was so struck by it, I couldn't take it in. And then I would say, now what was that? And he would repeat it. And I was like, oh, now say it again. What was it? And what he said is this, and I have got it in print, so I will say it exactly like it was, because it's still hard for me to take in. I am awash in a wave of wonder. See if you can say that. How are you? I am awash in a wave of wonder. Thank you for asking. I am fabulous. I'm sailing on a sea of serenity. Can you say it? I'm sailing on a sea of serenity. Donald is sailing, indeed, on a wave, awash in a wave of wonder and sailing in a sea of serenity, without doubt. What we love deeply becomes a part of us. What is remembered then is never lost. Death does not have the power to take that from us. Glory be. So, and this is what continues to shape our hearts. And then the way we live and our lives forever are shaped and influenced by one life, this life, on our life. So even though Donald no longer walks beside us in this form, the form that we once knew, the essence of him, the kindness of him, the humor, and yes, the one-liners that you had to be quick to catch, the gentleness, and that smile, that one smile, and those sparkly, twinkly eyes that you knew was not actually of this earth. The shimmer, the glimmer of the soul, and a spark in those eyes, and the fierce loyalty for love. Actual loyalty for love. To Taylor, for sure. And to each of us. In that, every one of us, that love, that fierce loyalty and love then lives on in every single one of us and in every single person he touched, that he knew, that he influenced. So as he is held now in a love even larger than we can imagine, I think, or comprehend. And he leaves behind a legacy of connection that I believe we have some accountability for. That whatever is yours, whatever is your mission, whatever is your job, whatever is your agency, whatever is your message, whatever is your song, whatever is your service to a board, that we take some accountability for that we not wait any longer about that. Donald's life is a reminder that relationships matter more than anything, more than accomplishments. Love matters more than plans. And being kind matters more than being right. Let's redevote our life and living to seeing to it that is ongoing, that continues to expand, shall we? And as we bring this gathering to a close, let us remember Donald lived in a way that encouraged us all to live more fully, to find a way. And if you can't drive and your sweetheart likes cake, walk over to the store and get one. You know what I mean? Like find a way. Find a way not to be stopped. To find a way to be more authentic in how you are and brave enough to be it, regardless of what they believe about it. He encouraged us to keep a smile alive, to keep our smile cared for, and laugh a little, and maybe be free to be a little quirky ourselves, to forgive, to heal, and to do so purposefully, and to love even more generously than we have, or that we believe we can, and to show up, to really show up for people, and for people who matter to you, and for people who may not matter to someone else, that we take some accountability for showing up for them. So may we honor him not only with words and not only today, but with the lives we live from this moment forward. Death will not take him from us. Then it is our lives now to grow what he is, what he was, and what he taught through his very living and through his heart here for all of us. Thank you for your love for him, for sharing that love with us, so many of us, and for letting us be a part of loving him and caring for him in our own ways. And again, thanks to each and every one of you for the way, seen and unseen, that you love Donald. And go forth now and Donald up the world. Let's Donald up the world. It is time. There's another song. So as you receive the lyrics, hold him sweetly in your own heart. Maybe call to mind an image of him, your memories of him, a time that you were with him. And remember how true these lyrics are, how changed we all are from this one life. And then at the closing, you just give a few minutes if you can. Is there going to be some cookies involved somewhere?
Oh, yes, there's cookies.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yes, cookies and cake.
there'll be-
Donald wouldn't have it any other way.
it seems to be a surprise to Taylor, as usual. So there'll be some refreshments. Just hang tight, stay put, and then Taylor will get situated so he can connect with you as you are as you're leaving. And from him and from us, from all of us, thanks again for this. And thank you, beloveds, for your part here. And Julie, and you and your team, whoever's made this possible.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by the wind of the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant moon. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you,
Because I knew you,
I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for.
but then I guess we know there's blame to share.